Hello everyone out there and welcome to this video. My name is Sophie and today I will be showing you how to make a traditional Danish New Year's cake. This is a cake that consists of mostly marzipan, and there's really three different ways that you can shape this cake. The first one is the most classic, the most simple one. Is just these sticks. You will see them everywhere around New Year's if you live in Denmark, because every supermarket sells them. And the other way that you can make this is as a tower, which I have made before and I would say I've succeeded. I guess you guys can decide. But today I wanted to challenge myself, and so therefore I decided to make it in this horn shape, which I know might not sound smart because I didn't think so when I first saw it, but I also thought that looked really cool and I wanted to challenge myself. I will also say this process did take a lot longer than I realized it would. I used 2 days making this cake, probably like 8 hours in the kitchen. So yeah, be prepared if you want to make it the same way as me for either New Year's or just another party. It will probably take a long time. Maybe not as long as me if you are more experienced, but yeah, you just need to be aware of that. Other than the marzipan that you can see me adding in right here, this cake consists of powdered sugar, which I added in the start, and then egg whites. So it's a super simple recipe that you can really make whenever. It also doesn't bake for a very long time, so it's actually a quite convenient cake to make if for a gathering or a party or whatever. And also because you can modify it however you want. Depending on how much time you really want to use on this cake. You don't have to make it in these extravagant shapes. The sticks will come out just as good and tasting perfectly delicious. A quick little intermission. If you are enjoying this video and want to see more like it, you can like this video and also subscribe to my channel. If you also want to see more content, you can go ahead and follow me over on Instagram, where I will also be posting. Now, when it comes to the shaping of this cake, the sticks are obviously quite easy because they're sticks, and for the tower you can usually find a guide online, which I will try to link one in the description, that tells you how long each tier needs to be, plus how many grams of the dough you will have to use for that tier. Earlier last year, my school visited a culinary school where I was able to trace from the stencil that they had, so I'm not really sure if you're able to find the stencil online. If you can, I will link it in the description. But otherwise, what you need to be aware of is that they just need to thin out these tiers, because that will later then create this tilted tier, which will make this beautiful round shape and then make it into a horn. So really, I think you can use the same measurement as you would for if you were to make a tower for making a horn shape. Here you can see me rolling out all of these little sausage looking things. The last 2 tiers that I'll be making, the 2 largest tiers, you will want to not be pointy in the edges, because you'll have to close those as if they were just a normal ring, and they don't make this tilted shape. Now, a thing to be aware of when making this is that even though it looks like I'm rolling these in flour, it is in fact powdered sugar, because we don't use flour in this recipe, we use powdered sugar, so it really would give it a weird taste if you accidentally used flour. So remember to do that when rolling these out, especially if the dough is like a little bit sticky. I think I used a bit too much powdered sugar because they did kind of start cracking. They still tasted amazing. But yeah, also just be aware of that so you don't make the same mistake as me. After you have rolled out your little dough sausages, what you want to do is press it down on one side and then flip it so that it stands on the side which has not been pressed down. Afterwards, you can then fold it into a little ring, as you can see here. And if you use too much powdered sugar like me, then you can use a bit of water to make it stick together and make it hold its shape. Here you can just see me shaping the rest of the dough, and as you can see, the 2 furthest to the right are not thinning out in the edges, because you just want those to be normal circles and not tilted like the others. If you accidentally use too much powdered sugar like me, you can use a bit of water to kind of connect them in the edges, and also it's smart to use a knife to kind of just slide under if it sticks a bit to your counter. I really don't have any technique for this other than just go for it, and if you do fail, if you don't like it, then you can always just make it into a ball and shape it again. So really just try your best and see how it goes. To finish up, I'm making the foot for the cake, which is in this kind of horseshoe shape. I'm then going over every single tier of the cake, pressing the top down with the back of a glass container. You can really use anything that's flat. This is just to flatten it out so that later when it comes to assembling it, it will be a lot easier. Me, myself, and I play in the right game. Take your hesitations, kick it like a ball. Use your intuition, start with something small. Jump into the water, ride that roller coaster. Listen closer, take off all your busters. That's another getting closer. Then to remember the order of the cakes, I am just writing numbers on the parchment paper, and into the oven they go. Now, my cakes ended up being a bit burnt in the bottom. I later learned that if you don't want this to happen, you can place an extra baking tray under the ones with your cakes on it so that it won't get as much heat from the bottom of the oven. So if you don't want them to end up a bit too crispy like mine, you can definitely go ahead and do that. Even though I could have easily fitted all the cakes onto one baking tray, I baked them in 2 rounds because obviously the smaller ones needed a lot less time, so this would also ensure that they got to be baked properly and not end up way too burnt. The little dollops that you can see on the baking tray here I just made with the rest of the dough, which was not used for making the rings, and they will later be going into the cake, kind of like coming out of the horn. On day 2, I started by making the icing. The icing that you want to use for this cake is royal icing, which just means that you will have to use egg whites instead of water to mix with the powdered sugar. I used 2 egg whites, but I ended up having way too much icing, so really you can just go ahead and use 1. As you can see here, I just continued to mix in powdered sugar until I got the desired consistency, which is kind of like this goopy texture as you can see here. I then put the icing into a piping bag and started piping these U shapes onto the cakes. This was actually my second time icing these cakes. The first time I had accidentally whisked the egg whites before putting in the powdered sugar, so I had made a meringue instead of royal icing. So just be aware and don't make the same mistakes as I did. This process took a super long time, but in the end I was so pleased with the result. And when you kind of get into it and get over the hand cramp, it can actually be quite fun. Woke up in the morning feeling low again. Dressed up in my garment feeling no shame. Sun is up and making me feel whole again. Me, myself and I play in the right game. Take your hesitations, kick it like a ball. Use your intuition, start with something small. Jump into the water, ride that roller coaster. Listen closer, take off all your busters. That's another getting closer, come on. Come up to the highway. Don't forget your mind. Also, don't ask me what I'm doing here because I genuinely have no idea.
it pop again. Go deeper on your love and let it all begin. Open up a window, let the light go in. You yourself and I here to win. Come up to the highway. Don't forget your mind, babe. Take it up on Sunday, Sunday.
Finishing again with icing the foot of the cake, and then it was on to the assembling, which I was definitely the most nervous for, but also the most excited for. When it comes to assembling the cake, you can use tempered chocolate, but because I don't know how to and also don't have the patience to do that, I just used chocolate that just needed to be microwaved. So I did that, put it into a piping bag, and then I started assembling. For the first two tiers, you want to put the bottom against each other, but for the next tiers, you want to put the bottom against the top of the previous tier. If you want to make the tower instead of the horn, you can just use icing for assembling it, because obviously gravity will hold it down. But for the horn, you will need something like chocolate so that it can hold its shape. Listen closer, take off all the buses. For the first couple of tiers, I just had it stand up like this, but then I went ahead and put it on the foot, where I also just connected it with a bit of chocolate to help it be more sturdy. Focus on your heart to make it pop again. Go deeper on your love and let it all begin. Open up a window, let the light go in. You yourself and I here to win. For the last couple of layers, I made sure to hold it here onto the cake until I was sure that the chocolate had fully hardened so that it wouldn't fall off or slide down in any way. I then fixed up some holes with chocolate and made the numbers to go on top. I made the numbers 2026, obviously because this was for New Year's, but if you want to make it for any other party, you can really write whatever and put it on top, just like I'm doing right here. On the day off, I filled the horn with filled chocolates and the dollops that you have seen me make earlier, and here I am showing it off. After 2 days in the kitchen and a bunch of hours, I definitely think the result was so worth it, and I am super proud of it. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I really hope that means you enjoyed it, and if you did, then remember to go ahead and like the video and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like this. It really would mean the world to me. I would also love to see you over on my Instagram, and if you want to, you can comment down below if you will be making this cake, and if so, which version of it you'll be making. I hope to see you again. Have an amazing day and an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Bye! Jump into the water, ride that roller coaster, listen closer, take off all the buses.